Hoy vamos a estudiar los pronombres de complementos indirectos. Es decir, today we will study indirect object pronouns. Sounds exciting, right? Actually, Spanish uses them a lot, and they will help you speak and talk smoothly and sound like you know what you're doing. You'll be able to avoid a lot of unnecessary words. Please note that in this video, it's an introduction, so I will not be talking about double object pronouns at all. I would like to introduce you to Jose. His complicated life issues will help us understand indirect object pronouns. This is Jose. He's just an average Joe, but he has a problem. He's hungry. Jose tiene hambre. So, to fix that, Jose come una manzana. Ahora, Jose está feliz. Now, Jose's problem, he's hungry, and his solution, he eats an apple, remind us about direct objects. The direct object, or in Spanish, the complemento directo, answers the question what or whom about the verb. In the sentence, Jose come la manzana, the complemento directo is the answer to the question what or whom. So we ask, what or whom does Jose eat? Jose come la manzana. In the first sentence, he has hunger, tiene hambre. In the second sentence, he eats the apple, come la manzana. The manzana is the complemento directo, or the direct object. To replace the direct object with the pronoun, we simply say Jose eats it. We use the pronouns that we studied earlier, me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las, to replace manzana. So we say Jose la come. But what about when other people participate in the sentence? Maybe, instead of being hungry, Jose really likes Anna. And so he doesn't eat the apple. Maybe he gives it to her as a token of his feelings for her. To handle this complex relational dilemma, we have to use indirect object pronouns, or complementos indirectos. Complementos indirectos answer a different question. They don't tell us what or whom the verb does, but to whom or for whom the verb acts. In Spanish, that's a quien or para quien. So, let's change the sentence a little bit. Jose da la manzana a Ana. So, our question becomes, to whom or for whom does Jose give? Jose da la manzana a Ana. So, Ana is the indirect object. Fantastic. Although, that's not very romantic, is it? Knowing what the indirect object is in a sentence will help you use the pronouns correctly. So, for the sake of Jose and Ana's relationship, let's get a little nerdy here. Let's look at our example again. To describe what Jose is doing right now, we would say something like, Jose le da la manzana. Or, Jose le da la manzana a Ana. Yes, go Jose, go. What happened in our sentence that was so exciting? Well, we used an indirect object pronoun. In English, it would be, Jose gives her the apple. We replace Ana with her. Still not sounding very romantic, huh? So in Spanish, le replaces Ana. We have a list of indirect object pronouns that you'll have to learn. Here they are. We replace yo with me. tú with te, él, ella, or usted with le, nosotros with nos, vosotros with os, and ellos, ellas, and ustedes with les. Now, before you start to feel overwhelmed, notice that the first four pronouns are exactly the same as what we already learned for the direct objects. Me, te, nos, os. So it's only for él, ella, and usted, or ellos, ellas, and ustedes, that we have a change from the direct object pronouns. In this case, le and les. This means that whereas the pronouns lo, la, los, las for the direct objects change depending on the gender of the noun, the indirect object pronouns do not. They only match whether it is singular or plural. I know what you're wondering though. What is happening with Jose and Anna? Well, let's return to them and take a look at the pronouns. All this time, Jose has patiently been giving the apple to Ana. Jose da la manzana a Ana. So, we can write the indirect object pronoun just above Ana for right now. What is the pronoun for ella? It is le. But it's not correct to simply replace Ana with le. That would make Jose look like a fool. We would not say Jose da la manzana a le. What should we do then? Do you remember where we put the pronoun for the complemento directo, the direct object pronoun? That's right, right before the conjugated verb. The indirect object pronoun goes in the exact same place, before the conjugated verb. What is the conjugated verb in our sentence? In other words, what is Jose doing? Jose da. So, we move the pronoun le right before da, so that the sentence now reads very smoothly and suavely, Jose le da la manzana. Jose gives her the apple. But wait a minute. What if you're telling your friend Jessie about Jose giving Ana the apple, and you say he gave her the apple, and Jessie thinks you're talking about Amanda, who Jose liked last week? That's how rumors get started. So you'll notice, especially with le and les, because they are not very specific, they can refer to a lot of different things or people, we often use the pronoun and the original noun in the sentence to be very clear or to add emphasis. So we might actually say, Jose le da la manzana a Ana. The word a, or sometimes para, is your clue that you will most likely use the indirect object pronoun in the sentence. Notice that we never ever do this in English. If we did, it would be Jose gives her the apple to Ana. And again, that would make Jose look silly. But in Spanish, it's okay to do this. In fact, a lot of the time, or even most of the time, they use the indirect object pronoun and the original noun in the same sentence. Here are a few example sentences with some blanks for you to practice. Pause the video if you need to. So, happy ending, right? Well, almost. Let's rewind the scene just for a second to explore the full emotional complexity going on here. On the one hand, Jose is hungry. He has an apple. But Jose likes Ana. So, we might say that before he gives her the apple, Jose wants to give her the apple. We would say, Jose quiere dar la manzana a Ana. There is a moment of fear and possible rejection when Jose contemplates not eating the apple, but giving it to Ana. Will she laugh? Will she turn away? We don't know. But nevertheless, Jose wants to give it to her. Quiere dar la manzana a Ana. Notice that in English, we use the preposition to between wants and give. He wants to give. But in Spanish, we use the infinitive. We simply say quiere dar, not quiere a dar. So, the last thing to know is that in a sentence with a conjugated verb and an infinitive verb, you can put the pronoun after the infinitive verb. Let's take a look at our angst-filled example here. Jose quiere dar la manzana a Ana. We can always put le in front of the conjugated verb like we did before. But be careful. What is the conjugated verb now? It's not dar anymore. It's quiere. So we could say, Jose le quiere dar la manzana. But sometimes we want to emphasize the first verb. Jose wants to give it to her. Jose quiere dar la manzana. So, only when we have a conjugated verb and the infinitive, we can either put our pronoun before the conjugated verb, or we can put it after the infinitive, so that we would say, Jose quiere darle la manzana. Notice here that if we put it at the end, it just becomes part of the word dar. It's not separate. Darle, one word. Here are a few more examples. Pause the video if you need to for a second and take a look at them. So, hooray! Jose le da la manzana a Ana. Mission accomplished. So, what does Ana do? Well, Ana le da un besito.